What's up guys and welcome back to Retro Gamer Gen X's Retro Gaming and Computing channel. In today's video we're going to be doing another versus video where we're going to pit the Colecovision up against the Sega SG-1000. And this is going to be a really cool video guys because these two systems are almost exactly alike on the inside. They both share the same processor, they both share the same video display processor as well, same sound chip, the same amount of RAM, the same amount of video RAM. So pretty much these two consoles are almost like twins. So it's going to be really cool to see which one actually comes out on top here. Now, usually I use real hardware on these videos, which of course I'll be using the Colecovision back here. And for the Sega SG-1000, I don't own one of those, but I do own a Sega Master System, which is backward compatible to the SG-1000 games. So that's what we're going to be doing, is playing the SG-1000 games on the Sega Master System, which goes into backwards compatibility mode, and it doesn't give it any more like enhancements or anything, so it's just like it would be on the SG-1000, so no differences there. So am I using the real hardware? Pretty much, but yeah, it's kind of like using a PlayStation 2 to play PlayStation 1 games, so just keep that in mind guys. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and see who wins this competition. Alright guys, so here goes Choplifter on the Colecovision here. So, I mean, this game's pretty cool, but man, the controls are just so damn sensitive in this. In fact, I'm using the, what is this, Super Action controller or whatever they call it, simply because just the regular Colecovision controller is so freaking horrible with this game. And I can't just plug in an Atari controller and play this because you gotta have both buttons. I mean, this is a good version of this game. I mean, the graphics are good. I mean, everything's somewhat decent in this game. I'm not going to lie. But what really kills it for me is just the controls in this game. They are just so damn sensitive, man. I can't stress how sensitive the controls are in this game. As you can tell, I'm just barely pressing the controls and my helicopter's just flying everywhere. But fun game regardless. There you go. Classic example of what I'm talking about. I shouldn't even press down. I should have just let the helicopter fall down. I should have known better. Yeah, and like I said, guys, the graphics, everything is just... It's a good game. Everything just seems to be what it's supposed to be, but it's not because of the damn controls. Yeah, it just kills it for me on this game. Now, my favorite version of this game is really on the C64. That version that's on that computer is probably my favorite version of Choplifter. Yeah. Out of all the versions, I gotta give this one probably like a B-. The graphics, the sound, the gameplay, everything's there. It's just the damn controls, guys. I can't deal with them. They just suck. That's all I gotta say. Well, let's go ahead and check out Choplifter on the SG-1000 now. And here's Choplifter on the SG-1000. I actually dig this game. This game is actually really fun. And this is more along the lines of the Commodore 64 version. It plays much more like it. It looks much more like it. I just dig this version. Now the graphics aren't, that great, but hey, they do the job. Yeah, and as you can see, there's actually a lot of flicker in this game too. In this version, you really have a better sense of control. I feel like I got total control of the helicopter in this one. Unlike the Colecovision version. That one was just horrible, guys. The controls are just so bad. I can't even stress how bad they were. But graphically speaking, the Coleco's version was a lot better. So depending on what you're going for in a game. And I dig the music in this version too here. I don't know, guys. This is a close one. But as far as gameplay goes, I gotta say, I gotta give it to this one, guys. Absolutely. This is the one that's going to win. Graphically, it's not as good, but as far as gameplay goes, a lot more playable, a lot more fun. You're going to enjoy this game a hell of a lot more than you're going to enjoy the one on the ColecoVision. I guarantee it. Alright guys, so here's Congo Bongo on the ColecoVision. And bear with me, I'm going to hit one player up there because I'm now using the Atari joystick on the Coleco just to make it better, and so I'm not just sitting here complaining, oh, the controls, because the controls, you can get better controllers for systems, so I don't want to use that as an excuse. But honestly, those Choplifter controls, they are very touchy, guys. Too touchy. As you can see in this game, this controller is working just fine. Now this screen I suck at, so if I even get past this, I'll be surprised. Yeah, see? Yeah, I'm not too good at this game, guys. I'm not gonna lie, this is not one of my favorites. How I remember Congo Bongo is playing this on the Atari 2600 when I was a kid. And it looked nothing like this. It didn't... This is almost arcade quality. I mean, for 1982 or 1983 when this came out, yeah, this is definitely like arcade quality. I would be damn impressed to have this system back then, which I didn't. I had the 2600. Yeah, I am not going to pass this level, guys. I already know that. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, this is just such a great game system. I remember when the ColecoVision came out and just how fascinated all us kids were with it, you know. I mean, the Atari 5200 was cool too, but it was just another Atari. I mean, this was something different. It was something new. Something you hadn't seen yet. I know you got to jump on those fish somehow, but I don't know, guys. I suck at this game. But let's go ahead and check this out on the SG-1000. Alrighty, guys. So here's Congo Bongo on the SG-1000 now. So let's see what this game looks like. Wow, it's actually a platformer, guys. Look at that. That's too funny. And that's kind of surprising to me to think that, because the ColecoVision and the SG-1000 are pretty much the same exact system. So why they couldn't have done the 3D effects on this is kind of beyond me. I don't know. Oh, Lord. I suck. But I wasn't expecting this. Wow, a platformer for Congo Bongo. That is freaking hilarious, guys. Just too funny. I mean, the graphics are okay. The sound is good. I mean, it actually kind of works, but... It's a platformer. That is hilarious, y'all. Hilarious. I mean... I mean, it works, guys. I mean, it's a different take on Congo Bongo, but yeah, I gotta say, I gotta give this one to the ColecoVision, guys. Definitely a much better version of Congo Bongo. But hey,
This was actually kind of cool too. Who would have thought? I mean, totally different version of Congo Bongo. Wow. Too funny, guys. Let's go ahead and get on to the next set of games. So up next is going to be H.E.R.O, an Activision game on the Colecovision here. And I had to go back to the Super Action controller here because I had to have two buttons for this. One for your shooting and one for your dynamite. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started here. So, I mean, the graphics are okay on this game. I've always kind of said this is like the Commodore 64 version. The graphics are a little busy for me. Just a little bit too much going on the screen with the stalagmites and stalactites and different things. But all in all, it's still a pretty good game, and it plays just like any other version of H.E.R.O. Yeah, but once again, guys, I got to say this is a pretty good game. I'm not going to complain. The controls, once again, I mean, it's the ColecoVision. Notorious for not having some of the best controls. And that's the thing about the ColecoVision, guys. That's what kind of killed it for me as well. I remember back in the 80s, I remember seeing the ColecoVision and the kind of games it has and the graphics it had. And then the first time that I played it over like at a friend's house, I mean, it was a great experience, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I sat there and I was thinking, man, are the games that much harder, or is it just the controls? And then years later, when I got to play Colecos again, when I got into retro gaming, I realized, no, it was pretty much just the freaking controls, man. But yeah, it's a great game though, guys. I'm not gonna complain. This is such a fun game. And like I said, I can play on and on and on and on and on. But let's go ahead and check out the SG-1000's version. That's another one I haven't played before, so let me go ahead and check that out. Here's H.E.R.O on the SG-1000. Check out the graphics. This is kind of cool. Oh yeah, it's 2-button game, right? Yep. There we go. And so far the maze seems the same, but we'll see. But it doesn't look like he has a helicopter. It looks like he's on like a rocket pack or something instead of a helicopter. But hey, I can dig it. Graphics are different. Gameplay is really quick. Controls are really responsive. Graphics are cool. The music is cool. And it's a different take on H.E.R.O, guys. Wow, this is kind of cool. Let's go ahead and play a little bit more and see how this game plays out here. I'm assuming the maze is pretty much the same. Or the patterns. Shouldn't say the maze. But you guys know what I'm saying. But yeah. Yeah, I'm digging this, guys. This is actually pretty cool. It's almost like arcade quality graphics. I don't know. I couldn't say that, but I'm assuming I died because I went into my dynamite blast or whatever. So, how do you avoid that there? So this game seems to be a little bit more touchy around your dynamite blast. If you're closer, you got to be further away. Hell yeah. This is fun, guys. I am definitely digging this. I mean, what do you guys think? Write down in the comments. I mean, damn, the graphics are good. I mean, I'm not going to complain, guys. This is really, really cool. It's always to find these like hidden gems like that you don't know about that's completely different, the same but different, you know, than the games that you've played in the past. Can I go down here? No, I had to go up here. Yeah, with a little bit of different graphics, it's confusing me. Even though it's the same patterns, it's like, oh, where am I going? Oh, come on. See, on the other versions, you don't have to worry about that moth because he doesn't go that far over. And here, he does go that far over to kill you. So, I mean, there's little differences like that, so you'd have to get used to it. But all in all, guys, yeah, I gotta say this is a pretty fun game. This is pretty dope. I'm digging it. Yeah, so if you guys are into this H.E.R.O series of Activision games or whatever, I mean, there's only one game made, but you know what I mean. If you dig this game, you should probably check this copy out because, yeah, I'm definitely liking it. I mean, it is fun, and the music in the background is great. I don't know. Hopefully you guys can hear the music and stuff over. I've kind of got it down low. But yeah, what a fun game, guys. I'm definitely going to play a little bit more of this because this is just so fun. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get on to the next set of games. Up next is Pitfall II on the Colecovision here. And yes, we've played this game a few times before, so everybody knows this is probably one of my favorite games. Even on the Colecovision, this version is pretty fun. Graphics are a little bit different. Gameplay is pretty much the same, but different. But just one of those games that is just so expansive and so big, and just to think that they made something like this back in the day. I think they developed this in 1983 and was released in 84, I believe, or something like that. God, I can't even remember now. I should know that. But, yeah, I remember when this game came out and just... I played it on the Atari 2600 and just how expansive it was, how huge it seemed to be. And I cannot believe I just did that. Oops. Well, that's cool. I can go back. Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite games, guys. And the ColecoVision version, like I said, is a little bit different. The color scheme is a little bit different. The graphics are a little bit different. But all in all, I mean, it's pretty much the same game, and it's a blast to play. If you guys haven't played this game before, definitely check this game out. You will have such a fun time playing this. Just all the different things you got to collect and the different adventures that you got to take. It's just so fun. And I'm screwing up left and right here, which is funny. But like I said, I'm not going to really review this one too much because we've done this one before. So I think what I'm going to do is just let's go ahead and check out the SG-1000 version and see how much different that one is. Because it seems like a lot of those games are a lot different than the standard games that we're used to on the Atari and the ColecoVision, stuff like that. So yeah, let's go ahead and check out Pitfall 2 on the SG-1000 here. So here's Pitfall 2 on the SG-1000. So let's go ahead and check this out, and right away I can tell you it's a completely different game. Look at this. Pitfall Harry's got a blue fedora on. We got a crystal ball down there instead of Quick Claw. And this looks a lot more like Pitfall, just regular Pitfall with elements of Pitfall 2 in here. It's got the enemies from Pitfall 2 and Pitfall 1, and wow, this is different, guys. So now I know Pitfall 2 has that arcade version, and maybe they're trying to like emulate that or be like that. But yeah, this is a totally different version of Pitfall 2, guys. It's got like I said, elements of Pitfall and Pitfall 2 both in it. Definitely strange. Oh my god, we're gonna get some points finally. So this is like the third time I played this game, and this is the first points I've gotten. We got ice and icicles. Look at this, guys. This is totally different. Wow. It's like they were definitely trying to compete with like Nintendo and the platform games. Well, I mean, that was kind of cool, guys. I mean, it's a different take on Pitfall, and I think if I actually started to sit there and play it, I might actually enjoy this game. So, graphics, the sound, everything, the controls were great. I'm not going to complain, guys. Alright, guys, for the last game we're going to do today is going to be Zaxxon. So this is Zaxxon on the Colecovision here. And let's go ahead and get it started. So this has always been a fun game. This is probably one of my favorite ColecoVision games. It's just so fun. Now, I liked Zaxxon when I was a kid. I used to play it on the Atari. I used to play it in the arcade. But I never got to play it on the ColecoVision back then. And once I got into like retro gaming and got my ColecoVision and started playing it, man, I love this game. This is such a fun game. Yeah, I dig it. The 3D graphics and just everything with this game, guys. I just dig it. Definitely one of my favorite ColecoVision games. Just so fun to play, and the graphics are good, sounds are good, gameplay is good, the controls are good. I mean, I'm not going to complain one bit about this game. Yeah, this is so fun, guys. Another one of those games that I gotta say, if you haven't played, you definitely gotta check this game out and give it a shot. Because if you don't, you are going to be regretting it. Well, let's go ahead and check out Zaxxon on the SG-1000 up next here. Alright, guys, so last up is going to be Zaxxon on the SG-1000 here. So yet again, another game that I haven't played before, so let's go ahead. Oh, I actually dig the graphics on this. Check this out, guys. This is cool. Let's go ahead and play it here. Sound is good. Digging that. Ooh, but it is super, like, slow or something. Like choppy. But I am digging the graphics on this game. Wow. The colors and the graphics. And the sound. I mean, this is a fun game, guys. I'm not gonna lie. This is great. See all the things that we missed in America? This came out in 1983. Imagine if this would have launched in America. We probably wouldn't have bought it, because that's just the way the Americans were at the time. The Japanese had some of the coolest shit, though. But really, this, like I said, this game system is a ColecoVision. I mean, that's essentially what this is. It has the same RAM, the same video RAM, the same sound chip, the same frickin' everything, guys. So essentially, this is a ColecoVision without a system ROM, is what it is, without a BIOS chip. I think the VDPs were slightly different too. Just slightly. Yeah, pretty much the Sega SG-1000 is the Japanese ColecoVision. And that's why it's going to be hard to pick a winner on this, guys, because both systems are just so freaking cool. And the SG-1000, I mean, as cool as the system as it wasn't very popular, and some people say it was a failure in Japan. I don't know. I think it did pretty good for Sega's first attempt. Ugh. Yeah, so there is Zaxxon for the SG-1000. I've probably got to get my practice in on it, but yeah, definitely a fun game. The graphics are great. The only thing is that I got to complain is just kind of the speed of the game, but seeing that the graphics are better than the ColecoVision version, that would be why. So, well, anyway, let's go ahead and get to the end of the video here and decide who the winner is going to be.
Now this one is a tough one. Like I said, both systems are so evenly matched. It seems like the SG-1000 has a little bit better graphics, while the ColecoVision has a little bit more steady and complete gameplay. The SG-1000 uses faster video RAM than the ColecoVision does, but uses the same amount with 16K. So, yeah, I mean, this is a pretty even competition, guys. So it's going to be a little tough to determine who's going to be the winner, but let's go ahead and get started here. So the first game that we played was Choplifter. Now, the ColecoVision version of Choplifter is a great game, don't get me wrong. Music, sound, graphics, all are good. But man, those controls are just so touchy in that game that it just completely ruins it for me. Even using like an Atari joystick, even though you can't because you gotta have the two buttons, but I did try with like just a basic Atari joystick to see if the flight controls was any better. But no, I mean, it was still super touchy. I don't know what they did with the control scheme in that game, but it just makes it so much more difficult to try to fly that helicopter than in the SG-1000 version. Now, the SG-1000 version doesn't have the great graphics like the ColecoVision version does, but I can tell you right now that it's a much, much more fun game. And it goes kind of along the lines of the classic Choplifter from like the Commodore 64 days. It's kind of got that same type of graphics. But what's kind of cool is that once you go into different levels, the levels actually change. So like the next level is a water world where you're a Japanese trying to save the Japanese instead of the Americans. So definitely kind of cool there too as far as the SG-1000 version. So I'm going to go ahead and give this one up to the SG-1000. Now for the second game is going to be Congo Bongo. Now that one, there was really no competition on this one. The ColecoVision stomped the SG-1000 version. Basically, the Coleco version is just like the arcade. It looks like the arcade, it feels like the arcade. Now, obviously, it's not just like the arcade, but it's pretty darn close for 1983. It has the 3D graphics, just everything that you would want in the Congo Bongo game. Whereas the SG-1000 version was turned into a platformer. Yeah, it was a fun game. The graphics were cool. The music was cool. But it's just not Congo Bongo. You're taking a game and taking away all of its aspects, being a 3D type of world, and then changing it into this 2D platformer. It just doesn't work for it, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and give that one to the ColecoVision. All right, next game up is going to be H.E.R.O. Now, this one was a tough one, guys, because I actually really did like both games. Now, the ColecoVision version, like I said, is kind of like the Commodore 64 version. It just has so much going on the screen that it just kind of makes it a little difficult for me to play, simply with all the stalagmites and stalagmites and all that extra graphic stuff going on the screen. It really just makes it a little bit more difficult for me to play. I'm colorblind, so having all those colors mismatched on the screen at the same time too makes it a little difficult for me to see. And that's just me being colorblind, but it's just one of those things. Now, as far as the SG-1000 version of the game, it is so crystal clear and cut, and the graphics look so good. The music is so good. Everything in that game is so good. They changed it up a little bit where he doesn't have the helicopter blade. It's more like a rocket pack he's wearing. So it kind of changes the whole game because it's supposed to be Helicopter Emergency Rescue Operation. That's what H.E.R.O stands for, I believe. So what is it going to be, a rocket pack? H.E.R.O Operation? I don't know. This is kind of weird. But I'm going to go ahead and give this one to the SG-1000. Even though it doesn't have the helicopter pack and has a rocket pack, the game just seems to be a lot better. It is different, and that's what I kind of like about it. The timing, the patterns are kind of the same, but a little bit different. It makes it a little bit more difficult if you're used to like the timing, the patterns in the Atari versions, or even the Coleco version here. So yeah, definitely I'm going to give that one to the SG-1000, guys. That brings us to Pitfall II, the Lost Caverns. Now, the ColecoVision version is different than, say, the Atari versions, but they're pretty much the same. As far as the gameplay, the mazes, the patterns, everything is exactly the same as like the Atari versions of this game. Now, the SG-1000 is a totally different version of the game. Like I said, I don't think they got Pitfall 1 in Japan, so what they did was kind of mix Pitfall 1 and Pitfall 2 and made just this one game. I don't know if they were trying to make it more like the arcade game and mixed everything together. I mean, it's different. Don't get me wrong. I like the game. It's different. I would like to play it. I'm probably going to play a lot more of it. So this one I'm kind of undecided on, but because it is so different from the original version of Pitfall 2, I'm going to go ahead and give this one to the ColecoVision, simply because it just derives so far away from the original version of Pitfall 2. Now, this opinion might change once I play Pitfall 2 on the SG-1000 a little bit more and start liking it, but for right now, it's kind of like a novelty game for me. It's not the original Pitfall 2. It doesn't have anything in mind on the premise of it. Even Pitfall Harry doesn't even look like Pitfall Harry. It looks like some other dude with a blue fedora on. So definitely kind of weird. So that one I'm going to go ahead and give to the Coleco there, guys. So the last game up is going to be Zaxxon. Now Zaxxon on both systems was just really good. On the ColecoVision, it was fast-paced. The graphics were okay. But as far as like the controls, they were a little tick-tocky because of the controls on the ColecoVision. The SG-1000 version, the graphics were just great. Sound was just great. But it was a little bit choppy, though. Gameplay was a little bit choppy. It just seemed like it was like doing this number as you're flying along. It just didn't seem right. But definitely a fun game, though. And with the graphics being enhanced, it just looks so great. So this one is really going to be a tough one for me to pick because I liked both games. I sat there and played both games for quite a while, and I really couldn't come up with a winner on this one, but I'm going to have to for the sake of the video. So because of the gameplay and how fast the gameplay was on the ColecoVision, I'm going to give this one to the ColecoVision, guys, even though I like the SG-1000 version with the graphics and the music and just the sounds and everything was just so great on it. But as far as like gameplay and just the smoothness of the actual gameplay and not having this choppy motion as you're going, yeah, I'm definitely going to give this one to the ColecoVision. So with that being said, guys, it looks like the ColecoVision did go ahead and win this competition 3-2. Now, the two games that the Sega SG-1000 did win was Choplifter and H.E.R.O. Really cool games. Now, all these games were really, really close as far as competition, except for like the Congo Bongo game. That one really threw me off. I'm like, a platformer? Really? Sega, you couldn't do better with your own game? Just kind of cracks me up, guys. But anyway, yep, we're going to go ahead and give this one to the ColecoVision. Now, that thought might change on the next one we do, maybe between these two systems in the future. We'll have to definitely see that. But I did want to go ahead and thank all my viewers, all my subscribers, and everybody out there watching the videos. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe, that like, and that notification bell. That way you get notifications every time I drop new content like this. And if you want to help donate to the channel, go ahead and hit that super thanks down below. Leave a comment. Any kind of donations or any kind of help we do get goes directly back into the channel to bring videos just like this one back to you guys. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, guys. You guys have a great one. Peace out, y'all.
Hit the one player or whatever. And, oh, I got to have both buttons on this shit. Fuck. That's right. Damn it. All right. But yeah, the sound, the graphics, everything. I can't really complain about this game, guys. I mean, I could probably sit here and just go on and on until, you see, I talk shit and then I end up dying. I'm gonna go on and on. Lord have mercy. But hey, see, YouTube catches that kind of shit. That's what's funny, guys. And then I did it again. But see, that's the control. I'm gonna blame it on the controller again. The control, it kind of has an issue going to the right. There's like a dead spot. We'll do take 2 on that. Alright guys, so here is Congo Bongo on the Coleco. Fucking nay, I didn't even switch it again. Alright guys, so here's Congo Bongo on the Colecovision. Yeah, let's go ahead and check out Pitfall II on the SG-1000 here. As soon as I get to the checkpoint. Come on guys, you gotta give me that. I gotta get to the checkpoint, right? God, dude. I suck at this fucking game. Damn it. Well, I don't think we're going to get too far in this game, guys, but I at least want to get some points. Oh, and I can't even get any points. What the hell? 0 points. Wow. Alright, guys, so last game that we're going to do today is going to be Zaxxon. So here's Zaxxon. Was I not low enough there? I thought I was low enough. Oh, now I'm just gonna die left and right. Wow. Well, that was fun, guys.
Game over, man. It's game over.